All you'll need to make this Corgi puppy is a sheet of paper. In this case, I'm going to use the orange sheet of copy because I don't have the appropriate color, but orange is closest to me. So let's start white side up. If you have half color, half white. And then let's fold diagonally in half like this. Make sure you fold very precisely and crease sharply. Just like that. And now you want to unfold. Then fold both sides to the middle. Unfold, turn over, and do the same thing. Alright, now let's fold in half, but we're only going to fold. So we're going to match these points up, and we're only folding from these points to the corners. Only ending at this intersection. Just like that. And then now we're going to fold these two at the same time. And these two. Just like that. And then now let's turn over. And then we're going to fold. Let's fold these back. And just make some marks. And then once we get here, let's fold this point to the center. Let me fix this. Make sure your layers don't slide. Turn over and do the same thing. Now let's unfold. And then we're going to unfold this part. And if you look from the top, you'll have this triangle shape. So let's pinch along the inner triangle. Like this. And then push on the center and close it all up. Make sure this sinks completely in. Same to this side. Now flatten everything out. Alright, now let's make a fold that's gonna look kind of like this. So if we were to open this layer, we can see this edge in here. We're going to bend this flap over and then fold so that it matches the inside. And what's going to happen is that this crease is going to end up in this corner and on this corner. Like that. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. And then once we have both of them done, let's flatten this down into a diamond shape, and then align the tip of our diamond right here. And then now let's fold it up on these two corners. Then let's fold these two flaps down. And then let's fold this edge to this edge. And make sure this layer behind doesn't slide. And we're going to do that on both sides. And then now let's unfold them. And then inside reverse. So we're going to open here. And we're going to pinch along. And then flatten like this. Same thing here. We're going to open, pinch, and then flatten. Alright, now comes a somewhat trickier step. We're going to flip this inside out so that it changes the color. So how we're going to do this is we're going to unfold slightly and then take out the first layer. And then we're going to poke behind here. And then flip it around. Just like that. To change the color. Alright. Here it goes again. So we're going to open this layer. And then we're going to apply pressure here. And then reform it in its new color changed form. So it's just like that. And now let's fold these flaps down so it doesn't interfere with our next step. And then now we're going to fold this part over. And how much we're going to make it so that this point, it touches this point, and at this point will touch this edge. So it's just like that. And unfold. And we're going to do the same thing this way. And then now we're going to close like this. And then as we do that, this will pop up. And then now we're going to push this part in. We'll close it up. So it's just like this. And then now let's fold the top down to this much. And then unfold this all. And then now let's make a crease that goes between these 2 points. Just like that. Now let's turn over. And then do what we did on this side. We're going to form a diamond by opening this layer and then making a fold that goes from here to that point. And you can also use the inner part as a reference. Now we're going to leave it alone. And then now we're going to form the legs. So what we're going to do is turn over and then fold this up so that this part will match the back. And then now fold this up and then fold it down. There's no really specific for this. What we want to make sure is that this distance is the same as this one. And that the back is flat. So now our paper should look like this. And I'm going to shift mine down just a little. Alright. And then now we're going to close our model up after finishing the tail. So let's fold this up. And then before you do that, let's keep these folded out like this. And then fold up. And then now we're going to close using these 2 folds. And then we're going to, while keeping this folded, fold this one down too. And as you notice, we have these 2 flaps right here. So what we're going to do with the flaps, we're going to flatten them out by pushing them back. So our paper should look like this. Now we're going to open in here. And then we're going to take out this layer. And then if we close it again, we have this. Turn over and this side the same. We open in here and grab this out. And then close it back up. And then now we're going to open in here. And then use the square that we made before. And we're going to sink it in. And then just like this. And now let's flip our legs forward. So our dog should look like this. Now let's make the head. So we're going to squash, open in here, and then fold it over this edge, like this. And then squash it. Let's turn over so that this point is on this line. And then I'll close it. And then let's fold it down. We're going to fold this edge down to this edge. Just so that it touches this crease. And then we're going to close this other edge like this. And then this part will close just like the other side. And then open in here. Let's take out the layer and squash it so that it looks like this. Same to the other side. And then now fold up to this crease. Like that. Turn over and do the same. And then now let's open in here. And then inside reverse what we just did. Turn over and do the same. So now our dog should look like this. Now let's fold the ears in. So we're going to fold it in just like this. Same to here. Simply fold it in. And then now let's fold our face. So let's first make a fold back here. Just about this much. This is going to be for our head. I say just around here is enough. And then fold back out. This is going to be how much you want your snout to be. And this will be good enough. Now let's unfold that. And then open here. And we're first going to take the larger shape. And then pinch along it. And fold this out. So that we finish our snout. Now finally let's make the nose by opening on the top. And then folding the back. Just like this. So we have a little nose. Now, finally for the tail, let's grab this part like this. And then fold these two edges over. And then now shift it back and forth. So it's about here. That's her tail. And then now let's put some emphasis on our front side. So let's fold the chest in. Just like that. And let's do similar what we did with the tail for the feet. So let's first do our back one. Since our back one has to be at a certain length, we can make the front ones match the front back. So let's fold the back over to this edge. And then open. In this layer. And then inside reverse what we just did. Just like this. And now on the other side the same. And finally, let's fold our front feet so that it's at the same height as the back. And then open in here and fold it in. And then pinch it and fold it back out. Same to here. Open, fold in, then reverse, back out. And then now finally let's fold our feet in so that they're not that sharp. Just like that. And then now if you want, you can add the white part of the tail tip. Open the ears. And here you have it. It's your Corgi puppy. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you next time.